Good everyone, my name is Olabia and this is PortLens, my submission for Shipyard Creator Contest targeting Josh's brief. And just like Josh's brief shows, portfolio today has evolved, but the tools haven't. Investors can have listed stocks on Robinhood, crypto on Coinbase, or a property that they bought in Texas, and there's no single operating system or app that allows you to track all of this, and which is what PortLens aims to solve. And with PortLens, we have gone a step further to allow you to be able to add portfolio with your natural language, either via voice or text. And we also support the traditional method of adding with a form. So I'll add an unlisted asset. So let's say we bought a bit house in Texas, and when we got the beach house, let's say it's about 2 million in USD, and then it's a real estate. So I can have a tag or something like this, Texas, and then we can save this asset. So immediately we save this asset, you have this brief portfolio overview page that shows you what your total net worth is, your total assets which are valued, which is just one. It is unlisted and it's a real estate. And then if you come to the portfolio page, you can see your portfolio. So immediately you add an asset, we give you this kind of insights that tells you how these assets in combination with your old portfolio does for your concentration and liquidity. And because there's only one asset, it shows that this is 100% concentrated on this. And you can also pin an insight, and this is only available for Pro, and marking as red, you can mark as red. So immediately you mark as red, and this shows up on the red tab. So we've shown our first part of monetization where you can pin insights, and then the other part is creating reminders. This is only available for Pro users, and then also editing an asset is also available only for Pro users. So let's see how we can add this with natural language. So I can say I got Apple stocks when it was being sold at 100 USD per unit. I got about 100 units of that. Can you help me add that to my portfolio? And then when you stop that, you can listen to whatever you've said and then send it to our AI. And because of the fact that it takes some time for the AI to process all of this, we do it asynchronously. So you can see that we have this is syncing. So while it is syncing, the AI is able to understand your portfolio addition, and at the same time, you can also continue to do other stuff on the app. And immediately your portfolio gets added to it. So you can see that this has been created. So the Apple you mentioned is there. Your initial investment was 10K because I mentioned I got 100 at 100, and this is 10K. So this is another part of our monetization where you see that you can subscribe to unlock price history. So only Pro users get access to price history. And then if I go back portfolios and come back, I can read these insights that also show that you can see that it still remains concentrated on a single asset, which is the real estate. And you can also pin this again. This is only available for Pro users. And then I'll just add a last portfolio to show the third part. So I'll just say I got Microsoft when it was 50 USD, and I got 20 units. Help me add. So the AI is able to understand this. And once you add this again, we go through the same process, creating it asynchronously. And while this is being created, you can come to the Apple history and you can see that we still have this our insights. Again, this shows that this was concentrated. You can go back to our portfolios. This has been added. So I got quantity of 20 when it was still 50. And I can come back to our beach house. And you can see that when you go to the red tab now, you can get all of the insights that were generated. So now that this has been added, so we have three stops. So if you try and add any other portfolio, again, you can't add any because this is only available for Pro users to add more than three. So let's see what it feels like to be a Pro user. So I'll come here, I'll upgrade this to Pro. And this is showing that we are correctly integrated into revenue cards because now I can subscribe. And immediately I subscribe, I get this pop-up that I am not a Pro user. And now that I'm a Pro user, I can come back to my portfolios. And the first thing we can see is that now there is a P&L. So it shows the difference between for listed assets, the current price of the assets, and the current price of the assets and your initial investment. So you can see that my initial investment was 10K, but now it has grown by 175%, and the current value is 27.5. And you can see that now the price history has been unlocked. And because of the price of Apple is now 275, compare that to when I got it at 100, that is what the new value is like. And then I can now update this. So I can now call this my Apple shares, and immediately you update this, you can also update the buy price. So let's say I got this lesser and I got this when it was being sold at 50. I can save this, and immediately I save this, automatically the initial investment has been updated to reflect the edits, and you can see what the value is like, and the P&L is also calculated correctly. And now you can see what pinning looks like. So I can pin this now because I'm a Pro user, and once you spin, it always stays at the top of your portfolio. And then our last feature for the MVP is the reminder. With the reminder also, you can also create it using manual entry of form or using your voice. So I can say something like, remind me to sell 10 shares in the next 2 minutes. And then once this is done, you can click the create reminder. So also ensure that you don't get affected by the fact that the AI is understanding your voice. You can continue to perform whatever it is you want to do, and your reminder gets calculated. So if I come back here and I look at my list of reminders, I think I created that for Apple, and this is my list of reminder, and it's here. And if I come back to my row, you can see that this has been updated to show that this is a reminder. I have 2 listed stock, 1 unlisted, and it's also showing the portfolio what. There is a the reminder that are sets coming up, and if you tap on this, it takes you directly to the assets that created this reminder. And once the reminder is activated, we also create a card immediately that also shows you that this was an alert, and we pin it automatically for you to see that a reminder was created for you. And this is another feature that is only available for Pro users. This is a brief overview of what PortLens does. Thank you.